My first 7 years of my life, I was raised by my great grandmother. This is not in my bio. I was raised by my great grandmother. Everything I do today, I can trace back to those first 7 years,
Wow.
1972 to 1979, where I lived with my great grandmother.
So that's a great segue into my next question. So was there one incident or one thing that happened in your life as a child or even as a young artist that sort of, gave you the impetus to become an artist and do it for a living? Was there something that stands out that happened?
I have no idea. My earliest memories are of me drawing.
Wow.
As far back as I can think, my first memory that I remember is of me drawing.
Wow.
I don't know anything else, meaning that I know how to, of course, I have other skills, right? But what I'm saying is art had to work for me because it's the thing that gives me peace.
No backup plan. No net.
There's no backup plan. I remember Method Man talking about that when Wu Tang came out, and he was like, was it or it might have been Busta Rhymes. I not it might have been Busta Rhymes, um, where I think it might have been he was talking about leaders in the new school broke up. So this was Busta, and he was like, hip hop had to work. He there was no other there was no backup plan.
No
Hip
plan
hop
B.
had to work.
I
Yep.
hear it.
And I respect that. I get that. I understand that. I respect that. And then he goes on further to say how he really like basically lived in the studio and artists would come in. He was like, yo, can I jump on your track? You know what I mean? And he was hot. You know what I'm saying? He was hot after scenario,
Yeah.
right? He was hot after that. So he understood how to build a strong foundation off of that. And for me, I think that I totally stole that model. I learned how to network. I learned how to think, as many of those artists did from my nostalgia, golden age of nostalgia of hip hop, where it had to work. Like there was no other for me. There was nothing else but the creation of art, and I cannot run from these ideas.